We're not sure how to start this one for you. I've been really not wanting to do this video because I don't anyway, I don't want to do this video. I don't. But it's got to be done. And it doesn't matter because when I look at the number of people who see my videos, maybe four might see this. Maybe they only see the first minute. Okay, so we're going to talk about nightmares. And the people who really want to create a nightmare scenario. And that nightmare scenario is they want to make Stephen King's book, The Stand, happen in real life. Maybe you haven't heard of The Stand. It was one of his earlier novels, very popular. It was made into a miniseries for television. And it starts out with a viral infection called Captain Trips. And in the book, I'm going to say about 99% effective at killing humans. Captain Trips, sort of the backstory is, it was made in a lab. And somehow it got out. The army tried to quarantine, and, the army died. And in the end, there was, the 1% of humans that remained. And then what happened was a gigantic battle of good versus evil. The Stand. King Clancy is humming and hawing because he wants me to get further into the story. But The Stand, even in a paperback, it's a super thick book. So, what are we looking at now? Okay, now we're looking at people who have got wild imaginations. And they've, just like everybody else, how many horror movies have you seen in your lifetime? And then they want to throw in Elon Musk and his 40,000 5G satellites that he's launching. They want to throw in the fact that 5G is a microwave frequency, and if you put food in a microwave oven, the water molecules vibrate very fast and get very hot. And someone is saying you put 40,000 of these microwave satellites in orbit, there's nowhere on the planet you can escape from being microwaved to death, other than perhaps in deep underground cities. Then there's the chemtrails. And according to some people, the idea is the chemtrails are full of nanotechnology, beyond microscopic, very tiny, tiny nanotechnology that you're breathing in. And they go further and they say, you can personally be targeted by the nanotechnology, and it can basically be turned on to kill you. And then there's all kinds of variations of how it's tied into the 5G, but you don't really need it because the nanotechnology is smart dust, which was in Popular Science magazine many, many, many years ago. The idea that these nanoparticles can talk to one another and talk to the big boss who decides what to do with them. You don't believe in chemtrails. Perhaps it was just a movie, Toxic Skies, that me, yours truly, was a movie extra in, believe it or not. And the next story is, well, you've seen already with COVID-19 that the government has used it to close down shops, keep you at home, close borders, prevent air flights from going from here to there. How quick did that happen? In a blink of an eye. And the next thing these doomsday sayers say is, well, the government is going to collapse. Whether it does or not, it doesn't matter, because the kicker is the supply chain of food is going to be broken. Which means, where do you get your food from these days? The supermarkets, the Walmart? And if the trucks don't come, then all these people are going to get hungry. And once the food is gone from their houses and it's gone from the supermarkets, well, they're going to be raiding parties going door to door, breaking down your door, and they're going to come into your house, and they're going to start looking through every part of your house for your hoarded food. Beyond that, when all that food is gone, well, I guess you're going to start having hunting humans time and cannibalism. Do you really think there's that much fish in your local lake that you can fish out? Or so many deer that you can, feed millions of people? I only tell you this because I just read it. So how do you want to die? Do you want nanotechnology that you inhaled from chemtrails to kill you from the inside? Do you want to be microwaved from 5G? Do you want to get, starved to death? Or do you want to have a big firefight where you get shot defending your little whatever you have? The Luciferians want an apocalypse. Are they going to start nuking cities to really scare you? Or the Luciferians, well, these are the people that you hear about at Bohemian Grove. These are the people that you heard about drinking adrenochrome. These are the people you heard about that were into human trafficking and human slavery. I don't know if you four people watching this video are going to go crazy. Most of the people on the planet are what we call asleep. I mean, they're walking around and their eyes are open, but they are asleep to how the hell they're going to survive. There's not enough ammunition to protect yourself because there's so many other people with the way to kill you. I'm wearing the Georgia hat because the Georgia Stones say that the powers that are want to have the human population reduced to about 500 million people from 7 to 8 billion that it is now, according to generally bandied around numbers. This is the hard part, that I don't have nothing for you except these horror stories to terrorize you into deep fear. You didn't sign up for this game? Whether you signed up for it or not, this is one scenario that is being spread. Another virus. What is the great point of this all? The great point of this all is for a spiritual person, it's time for you to really, really, really get spiritual. And how that comes about, you're going to be scared into it. For a non-spiritual person, it's going to be Mad Max. Remember Mad Max, the Mel Gibson movies? Small bands of people band together to protect themselves from the really crazy people. You didn't sign up for this? Well, one of my friends who's into things that I don't really understand said that before you incarnated as a human, you signed a soul contract that you would come and be here now to experience this, whatever this is in your lifetime. He assures me you signed up for it. He assures me that I signed up for it. And he assures me that he signed up for it. Some say it's for your soul's evolution. Some say very old souls came here and incarnated on the planet this time because they were looking for a challenge. Personally, I don't have a gun. I'm not about to go on the black market to look for a gun. I'm not going to join a band of militia. And I'm not going to drop dead either. Seems like big words, but I keep telling people big words all the time. And they keep looking at me and they go, pointing at me, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Maybe you should see a psychiatrist." I keep saying, "What planet do you live on, you flippin' moron? I've been talking about this for a long time. I have over 2,000 videos on here." The average video gets about 4 views. How come I'm not too worried about it? Because I am never going to be able to explain to you my lifetime. But I have had experiences that you wouldn't dream of, couldn't or wouldn't dream of, personal experiences. I'm not an average Joe. Can I help you? No. Sorry. You can't hire me. I'm not for sale. And even if you kidnapped me and said, "Help me out," I'd look at you and you said, "There ain't nothing I can do for you." The only thing I always tell everyone is meditate, meditate, meditate. That seems insane to a rational person. I know. I talk to rational people all the time, and they keep pointing at me and saying, maybe you should see a psychiatrist. Are you okay? Are you okay? What's the secret? I keep telling the same secret. You have to meditate every day as much as you can. Sit still and shut your mouth. Shut off your radio. Shut off your internet. Sit in the quiet and just sit for as long as you can, as much as you can. Ignore all the other people that are telling you, you got to do something. No, you don't do nothing other than sit quietly for all day if that's all it takes. How is that going to help you? Well, that's what I'll be doing. And I know what I'm doing. And if you think I'm insane, well, join the club. All the same, I keep making videos and I keep telling people, meditate. It is the only solution. I keep telling people, this ain't physicality. This is consciousness, 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 consciousness. It ain't physical. I keep saying, in the 1700s, they thought it was physical. Sir Isaac Newton and his apple that fell on his head thought it was physical. But in the early 1900s, science confirms, with quantum physics, there ain't nothing here. There's nothing here. You can hear the sound of nothing here. That's the paradox of quantum physics. But it means that we live in consciousness. Everything is made of consciousness. And if you want to be conscious, you have to shut off your monkey mind that runs you around day to day. The monkey mind. The Luciferians have got the biggest monkey minds on the planet, but they have an agenda, and it's to go and kill all the rest of you monkeys. Are they going to kill me? They can't. What are they going to kill? They're going to kill your body, Bob. No. They're not going to do nothing to me. And am I going to starve to death? No. Because some people say, well, you got faith in God. No. I have genuine interest in living. And my genuine interest in living, I'm sharing with you, and I'm giving you the out. The safety margin, someone says, is they don't need no safety margin. The out is for you to continually go within your mind and not listen to the thoughts of the monkey minds, fear stories and stories about getting laid and getting drunk, getting high. Your goal is inner silence. And if you hear voices in your head that you think are you, they ain't you, and you're basically just watching them. You're watching them, and if they don't go away, they're not going to hurt you. But you have to sit quietly. And if you have enough time, perhaps you will start getting moments of inner silence. So that's my crackpot theory for you. I share it with you freely. I don't charge you anything, and I can't help you out. I can't teach you a meditation because I just told you what to do. Close your eyes, sit still for maybe 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours at night. And if you don't have to go to work, well, sit all day. If you look up Vipassana meditation centers, that's what they do. People go to these centers and they sit and meditate all flippin' day. So tell me that people don't do it, and I'm going to say, you're an idiot. So for the 4 of you that are watching this video, unplug from your television and your news, unplug from your family and your friends. Go find a quiet place. Maybe it's your bedroom. Close the door and put a sign on it that says no admittance. And sit in there and sit and sit and sit. because that's how you raise your consciousness. You change your vibration. You become more conscious. And by becoming more conscious, you don't live through Armageddon. On the other hand, if you ignore what I say, and you're so lucky to even get to see this. 4 views I expect to see out of 7 or 8 billion people on the planet. They never saw this, what I'm telling you. And I've told so many other people that ignore me. So what's going to happen for them? It's not up to me. It's up to wherever their consciousness is at. And pretty much everyone on the planet has a really shitty consciousness. That's the story. It's basically either you raise your vibration, raise your consciousness, so you experience a different timeline. That's what happens. You change reality by meditating. You change reality for you. And if enough people meditate, then it will change the timelines for a lot of the collective. In other words, people that aren't even meditating. But it won't necessarily free you from all of this nightmare scenario. But if you get your own vibration up high, your personal timeline gets to change. And the higher your vibration, the better your timeline. It's simple. This is how you change reality for you. And whether it changes the other ones, it just depends not on you. It depends on how many people are meditating. So get to work. I've just given you the scenario. If you don't believe me, well, turn in tomorrow to your 24-hour-a-day news about Captain Trips.